Hello everyone, welcome to She Anoints with Love. I'm Jessica, and today we are going to be using the Biblical Tarot. Let's see what messages Spirit has for us today. I use Scripture, Oracle, and Tarot together. They all point back to discernment, wisdom, spiritual guidance, and healing. So the first card we have is Joseph. Some of you know this story, the Prince of Dreams. He was known for having prophetic dreams, and he also would be able to interpret them. And he would share his dreams with his brothers, but they would hate on him. They would bother him. They would mock him. They got envious of him, jealous. Joseph believed there was something greater meant for his life. And he thought that his brothers would support him, but they didn't. They betrayed him. And that's how it be. The people that you least expect. You see this coat, his father gave him that coat, and it was a coat of many colors. But the brothers, they took it off of him. They killed an animal, and they threw him in a well. They sold him to the Ishmaelites as a slave, and they went back home, and they told their dad that an animal killed their brother, and Joseph was sold, and his brothers lied on him and betrayed him, betrayed their little brother. But he didn't stay alone. He grew into a powerful young man, and he became second in command to Pharaoh in Egypt. And through his dreams, he was able to save not only his family, but a lot of Egypt, because they went back begging, and they didn't notice that it was their brother. They didn't notice it was Joseph in the palace, because he was completely transformed. And maybe some of you, people betrayed you, and the people that betrayed you thought you would stay broken. But you had a glow up, and now you're transformed, and you're unrecognizable. You didn't stay down. What meant to hurt you actually blessed you. So let's see what connects this card. The bleeding woman. You see, Joseph, he didn't stay down. He was betrayed, but that betrayal led him to healing. Because that heartache, that loneliness, that isolation, that feeling of nobody loves me. All I wanted to do was share my dreams with my family, with my loved ones, with the people I love. Maybe you wanted to share your dreams with someone. You trusted this person. And sometimes it's the closest people that you think won't betray you. They'll do it to you. But this betrayal led him to healing, to believe in himself, not to be worried about what others think of him. And this woman, she suffered, I think it was like 12 years bleeding non-stop. Imagine that, over 12 years, constantly pouring out energy, constantly suffering, constantly feeling depleted. Imagine how she saw herself. The exhaustion, the loneliness, the insecurity, the feeling of not feeling whole anymore. And Spirit wants you to know that that's exactly what it feels like sometimes emotionally. Maybe you felt that way. It creates issues with self-worth, with confidence, with trust, with feeling lovable, with feeling not enough. makes you question yourself because of what someone else did to you. But this woman's healing is showing that what was wounded within you, it could also be restored when you tap in, when you lean in. Because she was not only healed physically, but spiritually. You start connecting, reconnecting with your value, with your intuition, with your gifts, with your connection with the divine. And Spirit is saying, like, the healing journey transforms you from the inside out. So these cards, what tried to break you actually redirected you toward your healing. Now let's see. Let's get another card. Sao. King Sao morning. Divine justice. That's what happens. Not because you saw revenge, not because you attacked them back, because you had a good intentions. But you see, this is King Saul, and he was messing with the anointed one of God, King David. And King David didn't want no beef with him, but he just kept on after him because he was jealous of him. But divine justice handles that. When you leave it in the divine's hands, the spirit hands, you no longer need to carry that burden. That's the difference. You could have become bitter. You could have exposed people. You could have retaliated. But you didn't. But King Saul, he intentionally tried to hurt King David. And maybe some people have intentionally tried to hurt you. But now they have to face the weight of their own actions. Not because you sought revenge, not because you attacked them back, but because divine justice handles what your spirit no longer needs to carry. That's the difference. Okay, your intentions were pure. There's warrant. You didn't become bitter, they did. That's what separates your spirit from theirs. Because while betrayal wounded you, remember, healing transformed you. And that's why divine favor rests in your life, over your life. That's why Spirit kept pushing you forward, even when pain tried to keep you stuck. Because now he had to face his consequences, and that's what happens. People who intentionally hurt others have to face their own consequences sooner or later because of the weight of their actions. One seeks revenge, the other one seeks grace. The other one forgives. And when we forgive and we release, we let go, we forgive for ourselves, not for anybody else. Because that betrayal, it had purpose. The healing had purpose. Even the grief revealed something. It all pushed you to become spiritually aligned. You see, one chose jealousy, the other chose healing. One moved with bad intentions, the other with faith, with growth, with spiritual transformation. Because Joseph's story was never about the betrayal. It was about the purpose. It was about becoming spiritually aligned. It was about stepping into your power, wisdom, and favor. And not allowing the betrayal of others to break you, but to learn from it, to grow, to heal, to transform. So maybe they thought that they would leave you broken, but that actually became your elevation, your spiritual growth, because you tapped into the divine. One moment. Okay, I got the Divine Masters Oracle, and I'm going to be pulling one card out to see one last message the Spirit wants to give us. This is the divine director. The divine director, wow. So this card is reminding you that the divine sends guidance, right? Sends protection. It sends wisdom. It sends direction through spirit. Remember, scripture says he goes before us and directs our path. So don't ignore the gut feelings. Don't ignore, the moments where you feel spiritually guided, because you are more connected to the divine than you realize. As above, so below. That isn't only about the heavens above us, but it's about the divine consciousness that we can connect to within ourselves when we truly tap into that higher awareness. Wisdom, healing, discernment, revelation, it can flow. This divine direction, it says trust the process, right? Create the space for divine order to unfold. And let's see what it says in the book. It says, the divine director is an advanced cosmic light being from the heart of Source who is dedicated to helping Earth and all her inhabitants align with divine purpose. He works closely with the angels to ensure they are fulfilling their duties and helping the humans they are charged with protecting. So, you heard this message for a reason. Spirit wants you to know that your story is not ending in betrayal. What tried to break you also awakened you, and that pain pushed you toward healing. So trust where spirit is guiding you, even if you don't understand it yet. Remember, you are not forgotten. You're not abandoned. You are anointed with love, and everything that you went through is shaping you into someone wiser, stronger, more discerning, more spiritually aligned. And just like Joseph, what you went through was not only meant to bless you, but to help you become a blessing to others. So thank you for allowing me to read for you today. Keep trusting your journey. Remember, your story is still unfolding, and this is not the end. Take care of yourselves, and until next time.